army in tears after seeing this. Jikook can no longer hide their feelings. The afternoon sun had not yet sunk completely when a short video of 1 minute 43 seconds began to spread on social media. No music, no sound. Only the silent footage shows two male figures facing each other, speechless. But it was precisely in that silence that armies around the world knew something big had just happened. The video was said to have been taken secretly in a corner of a South Korean military training area. Although their faces were only partially visible and blurred, it was not difficult for fans to recognize who they were: Park Jimin and Jungkook, which made the world stop not only because they were finally seen together after a long time, but because of what happened in that moment. The way Jimin lowered his head with glassy eyes, the way Jungkook reached out hesitantly, and a long hug that they had never done in public before. We knew it was them, although they tried to hide it. Such is the comment of one of the army who has been following the footsteps of Jikook's interactions for years. From the beginning of their debut to the moment they were drafted separately, the closeness of the two was always in the spotlight, sometimes with laughter, sometimes with controversy. But this video is different. No fan service in the military, wrote one fan on Weverse. There is no stage, no official camera, no script. What they show is a part of them that they have not been able to share so far. When the video was zoomed in and analyzed by the observant army, it was clearly visible one moment that struck many hearts. Jungkook grasped Jimin's fingers with both hands and closed his eyes for a moment. No words, only a slow movement shows how heavy a load they keep. Even after the hug ended, the two just stood in silence. Jimin touched Jungkook's chest once, as if trying to calm the chaotic heartbeat. And in the 1 second captured before the video ends, Jungkook's lips appeared to say two words silently: "I still am." Those two words brought thousands of fans to tears. I still can mean anything. Still waiting. Still care. Still love you. Many depict the moment in a variety of styles, from watercolors to digital illustrations. But one thing is the same. They all describe a quiet but deep love the media started covering. Several journalists contacted sources within the military to confirm the authenticity of the video. Although there was no official confirmation, many confirmed that Jungkook and Jimin did have a short time together last week due to a shift in the training unit. Meanwhile, the reaction from the agency remained silent. HYBE did not delete the video, did not respond to fan comments, and did not provide any clarification, a decision judged by the army as a form of respect for the privacy and honesty of the hearts of his two idols. Over the years, the world watched Jimin and Jungkook in various moments laugh, have small fights, look at each other secretly during concerts, and even move away when rumors start to spread. But this video, fleeting, silent, simple, changes everything. Now we know that everything is real, wrote one fan on Twitter. And we are not only proud, but grateful that they were finally able to let go of that burden, even if only for a moment. After the video went viral and the words "I'm still" starting to decorate every comment column of BTS fans around the world, the atmosphere changed to become much more emotional. Many began to write down personal stories about how they saw themselves in Jikook's story, two people who may not always be together, but who never stop caring. A fan in Japan wrote in his personal blog, "I liked someone for years, but we could never really tell because of the circumstances. When I saw Jimin hugging Jungkook, I felt someone finally did what I never had the courage to do." Love stories are never easy. Even more so if it is a love story of two people who are always watched by millions of eyes. But maybe that's why the moment feels so deep. Because what Jikook shows is not only love, but also the courage to be real in a world that demands pretense. Days after the video went viral, one of the largest army communities in Korea posted a picture of a handwritten letter it claimed was recovered from an old training document at the military headquarters. The letter was written in black ink, and although the names of the sender and recipient were not written, the sentences in it gave goosebumps. "I know you think I left because I gave up. But no, I stayed away because I was too afraid of losing you if I stayed. And if one day you can still forgive my fears, find me. I'll stay here." It didn't take long for the army to guess who the letter was addressed to. Comments flooded the post, many saying the letter matched Jimin's emotive writing style, while others believe it belongs to Jungkook, who has been known to be more expressive when writing than when speaking directly. Whoever the author is, one thing is clear: it is a phrase from the heart that holds back too much for too long. Interestingly, in some of BTS's official broadcasts that were rescheduled after the appearance of the viral video, the other members, especially Namjoon and Taehyung, look reluctant to offend about the news circulating. But in one moment of the live broadcast that only lasted 10 minutes, Namjoon said a sentence that was immediately cut by the broadcast manager. Sometimes, the truth doesn't need confirmation. Sometimes it is enough just to feel that they are still taking care of each other. For many fans, this is not just a coincidence. It is a gesture that all the members know, and may have known for a long time, about the depth of Jimin and Jungkook's relationship, and they choose to keep, not exposed. HYB still hasn't issued any statement. However, rumors began to spread that BTS's internal management was holding a closed-door meeting to discuss how to best protect the privacy of the members while still respecting the voices of fans who began to ask for clarity, a movement that aims to make room for idols to be themselves without pressure from the media or industry stereotypes. That night, in the midst of a timeline flooded with emotions, one photo from the past went viral again. The photo was taken a few years ago while BTS was on a world tour. Jimin fell asleep leaning on Jungkook's shoulder on the plane, his face peaceful, while Jungkook looked out the window with eyes that couldn't hide his affection. Now, that photo feels like a sign, as if they have long understood each other, take care of each other. It's just that the world is not ready to see it. Now we know all that little attention is not fan service, wrote a senior army from Korea. It was real, and we are happy that they can finally show a little of the love they have been protecting. And perhaps, behind all the rumble of popularity, public pressure, and thousands of camera highlights, all they have been looking for so far is one simple thing: the freedom to love. No confession, no clarification. For Jikook, maybe the hug was enough as an answer. And for the army, they can finally cry not because of sadness, but because of the beauty of love that is finally no longer hidden. Does Jikook really love each other? Perhaps the world will never receive direct recognition. The army knows, from the way they look at each other, from hugs that last more than 5 seconds, from the grip of a hand that refuses to let go, from 2 silent words that shook the world. I still am. And this time, they no longer hide it. A few days after the uproar, the atmosphere began to subside, but not because Jikook's story was forgotten. Quite the contrary, such a world made room for the moment to grow slowly in the hearts of fans. A former BTS staffer who did not want to be named gave a brief statement in a closed forum. They are different. No need to label. But if you've ever seen the way Jungkook looked at Jimin when Jimin was unconscious, you'll know. It's not a contrived thing. The confession becomes like a small cover that confirms everything. Since the debut, since their first concert, to the military and that discreet video, what is seen is not a scenario. It's not a coincidence. IT is 2 hearts that find each other in a world that is not always fair. And now, after years of togetherness, distance, tears, and silence, one hug, one fist, and 2 silent words have explained everything. In a world full of demands, expectations, and highlights, 2 hearts finally choose to speak in a language that only they understand. Without a microphone, without a stage, without a script. Just a hug, a handshake, and 2 silent words, I still am. And maybe that's enough to say everything.